I pulled away from the sidewalk, leaving Molly behind me. She was probably still sitting there, stunned, trying to piece together what had just happened. I could imagine her staring blankly, her thoughts spinning in confusion, trying to make sense of a moment that didn't offer any. But I couldn't stay, not tonight. I had reached the edge of my limit, and the truth I now carried felt like it was pressing the air out of my lungs. Staying would only drag me deeper into the mess. Tonight wasn't about her anymore. It was about me, about taking the first step towards something that didn't revolve around her choices. The cool breeze slipped through the small gap in the window as I drove, the hum of the engine steady and soft, like a backdrop to the storm still brewing inside me. I didn't know what peace really looked like, but I knew I couldn't find it in the wreckage I'd just left. I had to start somewhere. When I arrived at Gabriel's place, the warm light spilling from the porch instantly made me feel more stable. The faint aroma of baked lasagna filled the air, inviting and familiar, a reminder of simpler times. Gabriel and Rose were already standing by the door. Their smiles greeted me before I even stepped out of the car, though I caught the flicker of unease in their eyes when they saw how weighed down I looked. Gabriel gave me a solid pat on the shoulder, his voice carrying the warmth of someone who cared. "Glad you made it, Mason. Come in, settle in." There was quiet understanding in his tone. He didn't press, but he could tell something was wrong. Rose stepped forward, reaching out gently, her expression soft and perceptive. "You look like life's been hitting you hard lately," she said kindly. "Come inside. You must be hungry." Their kindness caught me off guard. It didn't feel forced. It wasn't out of obligation. It was real, simple compassion, and for a moment the knot in my chest loosened. I followed them into the house, trying to push the thoughts of Molly and everything she'd done to the farthest part of my mind, at least for a little while. We sat down for dinner, and I tried to play along like everything was normal. I asked Gabriel about work, hinted at the idea of joining his crew, tossed around some plans and future goals. But every word I spoke felt heavier than the last. Pretending was exhausting. No matter how hard I tried to stay present, my mind kept drifting. Back to the betrayal, back to the avalanche I was still trying to crawl out from under. Rose noticed right away. She leaned closer, her voice gentle but firm. "You don't have to say a word if you're not ready," she said. "But if you want to talk, we're here." I sat in silence, the words trapped behind my ribs. I had been carrying this burden alone for what felt like a lifetime. And even now, sitting in their warm kitchen, it still felt like I was drowning slowly. Then, finally, I exhaled. The sound of my fork hitting the plate echoed in the quiet. "It's Molly," I said, the words barely leaving my lips. Saying her name made it all the more real. She's been unfaithful. More than once. With different people. Gabriel's fork froze midair, his eyes wide with shock. "Jesus, Mason," he said, voice low, steady. "I'm sorry, man." Rose reached across the table, resting her hand on mine, her gaze full of quiet sorrow. "That's heartbreaking," she whispered. I nodded, struggling to stay composed. "It's not just cheating," I managed to say. "It's worse. One of them is my boss, Brad, a few of his friends, even his son. I've seen the evidence. I've got everything. But knowing doesn't make it easier. Seeing it, it tears you up inside." Gabriel's expression shifted, his jaw tightening. "Brad," he muttered, his voice rising slightly. "That scumbag," he cut himself off, rage flashing his eyes. Rose, ever composed, kept her tone calm. "Is there anyone else who knows?" she asked softly. "Someone you confided in?" I shook my head. "No," I said. "You're the first people I've told." They didn't speak, and yet the silence felt like support, not judgment, not advice I didn't ask for, just presence. In that kitchen, with the scent of lasagna still lingering and the quiet clink of cutlery around us, I felt something stir inside me. Something small, fragile, but alive. The start of healing. Outside, the world carried on as if nothing had changed. I felt removed from it, like I was drifting further with every breath. That's part why I came. I admitted I needed to say it to someone, needed someone who might understand. Gabriel looked me in the eye, firm and direct. There's a place for you on my crew, Mason. Whenever you're ready, just say the word. Rose leaned in, her voice steady and sincere. And if you need help, professional or just someone to listen, I'll help you find that too. You're not in this alone. That moment hit me like a lifeline. I hadn't realized how badly I needed someone to simply care. But there it was. No expectations, no strings, just support. For the first time in months, I didn't feel completely alone. As the night went on, we spoke about the future, about the job, the changes coming, and how I might start putting the pieces of my life back together. The weight of my broken marriage still pressed against me. But beneath it all, something glowed, a small ember of hope. I didn't have the answers yet. I didn't know how long it would take. But for the first time, I believed that I might find a way out of the darkness. When I got back home, the house was silent. Molly had gone to bed, and the quiet felt thick, suffocating. I stood in the center of the living room, surrounded by memories that now felt like lies. The couch, the photos on the wall, even the faint trace of her perfume, all mocked the life we used to share. I didn't know when we'd lost each other. I only knew we were too far gone to find our way back. I made my way to the futon and laid down, staring at the ceiling. The darkness in the room seemed to mirror what I felt inside. Conversations were coming. Hard ones. And I had to be ready. The next morning, I faced her. I showed her the evidence. Every message, every picture, undeniable and clear. And these? I asked coldly. It wasn't just Brad, was it? His son, his friends. Strangers I've never even met. Was this all some kind of twisted game to you, or did you dive into this willingly? Her face crumpled with shame, tears spilling over. I don't know how it got this far, she stammered. It started with Brad. I didn't plan for it to happen again, but it did. I felt stuck, ashamed. I couldn't face you. Stuck. I echoed, my voice sharp, raw. You weren't cornered, Molly. You had a choice every single time. And each time, you chose betrayal. You unraveled everything we had. And now you expect sympathy. She covered her face, sobbing harder. I know I hurt you. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But I still love you, Mason. My hand slammed against the table. The sound echoed like a thunderclap, cutting through the room. Don't, I growled. Don't say that. You don't destroy someone you love. You don't cheat and lie and leave nothing but broken trust behind. You didn't love me. You loved the chaos. You chose Brad. You chose this mess. And you threw us away. She had nothing left to say. Only tears remained. I sat back, trying to keep control, though every word still burned. This is over, I said quietly. There's no fixing this. I'll be filing for divorce. That's the end of it. She dropped her gaze, defeated. What do you want me to do? She whispered. You'll pack your things, I told her. You'll leave before the papers are served. Stay away from me, from this house, from my life. You chose your path, Molly. Now live with it. She nodded, shoulders trembling. I'll go tomorrow, she said in a broken voice. I stood and walked out without looking back. Good, I said. The sooner the better. And just like that, I left her alone, with nothing but the ruins of everything she had shattered.